finest. It was intensely intriguing, a mouth-watering matchup indeed. Jamaicans have been tricked. That was not a debate on the economy. That was economy plus so much more. I'm going to start out getting responses from my expert panelists. I just want to go quickly, firstly, to Ronaldina McLean. Based on that debate, was the move by the JDC to change the format a success or failure? In 10 seconds.
So, I don't think it turned out the way I would have wanted it to turn out. You say it was a debate on the economy plus much more. I think it was a debate on much more minus the economy, because I didn't hear enough discussion of actual economic policy. And so I just think broadly it was a debate that was deficient of policy. Didn't hear much about how we're going to move people into the formal sector more, about how we're going to diversify the economy away from tourism, about how we're going to create opportunities for young people, about how we're going to stimulate investment. I heard a lot about corruption. I heard a lot about FinSac. I heard a lot about the achievements or the deficiencies of the past 9 years, not much more about how we're going to move people through the next 5. So, because of that, I mean, there was obviously, we expected the discussion on the tax policies, and those came very upfront in the debate. I think the PNP almost used their $3.5 million threshold increased tax policy as a catch-all for everything. It was how they're going to keep people in the skilled labor in the country, as well as how they're going to keep people who are unsatisfied with wage increases happy.
Was that strategy effective?
I don't think it was, because I think people want so much more. I don't think it was even properly explained to begin with. So I think we're still left not knowing what exactly will be cut for them to pay for the hike, or on what timeline it will be implemented.
Stimulate more spending in the economy, so to collect more taxes on like purchases and stuff like that.
Right. But he also said that they will restructure. He said they will restructure discretionary expenditure, and said that when they go to the wicket, they'll figure it out, basically.
I want to challenge you a little bit on some of these, because I said it was so many more things minus the economy. So I don't know, so I agree that it's minus the economy. So I guess you're referring to some of the theatrics that we saw there in terms of but isn't that what a debate about, though, some of the issues in terms of the tit for tat? Is that what makes it interesting? And isn't this exactly what Jamaicans wanted, a little bit more than just the economy to put people to sleep like a yawn fest?
So I didn't really have an issue with the tit for tats. They were entertaining. My issue was the lack of interesting policy discussion for the next 5 years. So I mean, lots of economic issues were discussed and addressed and raised. And I think in terms of an entertaining, flashy debate performance, it was stronger than the last one we had on social issues, for sure.
On that, just pause quickly. I want to get a reaction as well from two of your colleagues.
Sure.
Javon Downey, also a member of the Jamaican Association of Debating and Empowerment. I just want to get your reactions quickly. Go to him, Raymond, on his thoughts on this debate, this new format. Before, we saw the JDC using, the Minister of Finance, or the incumbent Minister of Finance, plus the opposition spokesperson on finance, traditionally participating in this debate. We saw the team debate this time. Just ostensibly, did that work?
It depends on what you're looking for. I think for the viewing audience, it works because it adds layer and it adds flair to the debate, because it takes it outside of the scope of what economists per se are known for. And like you said, and like Ronaldina hinted to, economics debates are usually a snooze fest. But now that we've added these additional persons to help break down some serious economic matters and economic issues, it makes it more relevant and it makes it more applicable to the lives of the average man. So I think for that purposes, it works.
Pause right there. I just want to make the record clear. I did not say that economic debates are always a snooze fest or a yawn fest. I'm saying we've seen that in the past. And I hear Dr. Clark here itching to say, no, go so. Do not disrespect debates on the economy. They can be entertaining if the people who are speaking can break down the issues. So, for clarity, continue. You were saying on another point about the debate as well, from your perspective, in terms of why you weren't so pleased with it.
Yeah, so additionally to that though, so outside of the flair and the theatrics, like Ronaldina said, I expected more discussion centered around policies and like we would have asked or preempted that would have been discussed in the pre-show. We wanted to hear about diversification of the economy. We wanted to hear how do we move into the future, especially us as are gathered in this audience. We are mostly young people, and we want to hear what will be happening, how will we be taken into the next 5 years and beyond. And really and truly, we did not get a lot of that. It was more so reminiscent of what was and what currently is happening.
Can I challenge you on that, Javon? Isn't that what the manifestos are for, though? The details, the devil in the details. And for this tonight, though, it would be for the flair and for the big topic issues like the tax breaks that they spoke about. Those are the things that we get a little bit of, plus a lot more of the theatrics to entice you to want to dig into the manifesto. Wouldn't that be a possible argument as to why you didn't get all of what you're talking about? Would that even be possible? In 90 minutes.
I can see a world where that is the case, but again, that is sticking to the old regime of politics. We are moving into new frontiers, and I don't think that that is sufficient for where we are going. So they stick to the manifesto and the technicalities and tricks that were once the primary modus operandi. It doesn't suffice in today's generation, and we the people, we want more, because there are a lot of manifesto items, and I can speak for myself. I perused both manifestos that were not highlighted, that were not brought to the fore, and there are policies in there that could have been highlighted, that could have been explored further to help us as the viewing audience and help us as Jamaicans understand the real crux of the issues that we're facing and how each party plans to address them. But quite largely, the debate centered around predictable, the tax reform. And I think that there was so much more that could have been addressed, so much more that could have been done, and so many more things that could have been said. So it just does not suffice.
Okay, a disappointed Downey there coming from the debate. His name is actually Downey, by the way. Dejanay beside Dejanay Fagan, your colleague, she's also from the Jamaican Jade as well to speak, Jamaican Association of Debating and Empowerment. Your thoughts, did this new format work for you? Why not in 30 seconds?
Okay, so it was definitely like exciting for sure, but like Downey and Ronaldinho, I agree that it was disappointing. I heard a lot of claims. So what are we going to do? We already saw that on social media. We already heard that everywhere else. But what we didn't hear is how exactly we're going to do these things. And all of us down here, when we heard some examples being given, when we heard some points being raised, our biggest question was how? You're going to do this, but how? We still haven't heard that. And even if we are going to read the manifesto ourselves, I don't think the average man is going to do that. So I think this would have been a very good opportunity to really tell the people what we are going to do exactly and how we are going to do it.
And you thought it was a missed one?
Yes.
For the most part?
Yes.
So, disappointed Dejanay. Okay then. Okay then. I want to get a reaction and a comment from Miss Beverly here. She's a retiree. She's been here all evening quietly observing, and she will be sharing her views. But on the matter of the excitement, as Miss Beverly collects the mic, and I'll soon have her, share the issues in terms of what she saw from the debate and her own reactions to it. But I want to first go to a clip in the debate. This is on the matter of the excitement. Since my debater said they didn't like the substance of it so much, despite the excitement, I want to go a little bit more to explore why on those issues. But before that, on the matter of the excitement, this was a high point, well, a point that generated some reaction during the debate. I'm seeing stuff on social media already. Let's go to the clip I'm referring to firstly.
What the Jamaican people want is who is going to look after them, who will bring down crime. Peter Bunting depended on divine intervention without work. In fact, he is on record, I believe, as the only Minister of National Security who was unable to secure himself. And I am happy he's okay from that unfortunate incident in Portland. But it speaks to confidence in their policy to reduce crime. This government has reduced crime by the lowest over 30 years. And this...
Okay, so I didn't even intend for that clip to be played so long. So it was a 2013 incident that Dr. Christopher Tufton is referring to when, what was reported by then Minister of National Security Peter Bunting is that some of his associates were robbed. This is the reaction that happened here in studio. Our audience did not know they were being recorded. Let's take a look. So the place erupted with laughter. So as much as they're saying XYZ, they were in here laughing, all of them, because I was observing all of them. So it's certainly one on the entertainment side of it. For you, Miss Beverly, were your issues addressed? Did you hear some of the issues that you wanted to hear?
Well,
You could turn the mic to your mouth, yeah.
well, for me, this debate was basically rehashing, most of the past, like what I'm familiar with. Like my colleague said, they would.
Sorry, Miss Beverly, I want our viewers to be able to hear. So just turn the mic towards your mouth.
Okay.
Yes.
Like my colleagues mentioned, they would prefer to hear the meat of the matter, going forward. And that is what I would have wanted to hear as well, apart from the dramatics.
Yeah. Could you tell me one issue that you'd have preferred to hear?
The details of how are they going to make, or are they going to change, that whole scenario to benefit the tax situation and all of that, that is what I would have wanted to hear in details.
Okay, I can see the gentleman beside you itching to ask a question. I promise you'll get a chance to ask that question on the other side of this break. Well, you'll be raising an issue. Okay, so I'm being told that we're not going to the break right now. Let me come back to my panelists here. Dr. Christine Clark, Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences at the University of Technology. University of the West Indies, you see, and it's my alma mater, and I'm so sorry. Your overall your reaction to the overall debate?
So I'm taken back to the actual budget debate when presentations were made, even in the sectoral debate, and persons kept asking, how is this going to be funded? How is this going to be done? How will it happen? So at that time, my thinking now is that everybody is expecting more of our public officials. It's not going to be enough going forward anymore to simply give us a list or some boxes to tick. People are asking to understand how it all fits together, not just the, the kind of line item, okay, this is in it for me, so I'm happy with them, I'll vote for them, and other people are looking from their perspective. From the feedback here, you're hearing that in essence, your manifesto has to be policy oriented. People are looking for how it all is going to work together. The how is very important. I think also the issue of the confidence trust is coming more and more to the fore. We heard that back in 2007 with respect to the financial sector, the meltdown there globally and what that happened. Confidence is now coming back up with a question mark. How confident can we be that these things will actually materialize and will materialize in a way that it will make an impact, a felt impact on the ground? So unfortunately, the debating format didn't seem to push the envelope towards that aspect. The question seemed more to be giving them a platform, again, to say, as the panel has said, what they've already said on the campaign trail, not pushing them beyond that to say, okay, so how do you see it actually unfolding in a more comprehensive way?
But to just challenge you on that a bit, especially on the first question, Andrea Chisholm used her follow-up question immediately saying, hey, how will this be funded? So did the journalists did their job to ask for the responses?
For that first one, but I got the sense that the questions after, some of the questions after were not really pushing that boundary. Yes, you asked, okay, how will we avoid FinSAC? But I think that was a little bit too broad. It is going to require another level of analysis, I think, another level of, even within each of the political parties' institution, their programming capacity, their analytics, how are they going to look deeper? Because I don't think even in the next cycle, they will be able to reproduce the documents in the format they have and get as far as they have in this time. Because
We have
these young
90
people,
seconds before break, Dr. Clark. And I just want to put this question to you. What you're describing to me is the debate, though, the place
no, that's
for
what I'm
that
saying.
detail,
I'm not
that
sure
granular
if
detail
it
that you seem to
is,
be suggesting.
but I guess because what we are being fed right now is that social media, short clips of, those highlights.
Get a viral
So everybody
bite.
now was perhaps looking now for the debate to be a time when, okay, it's not the vuvuzelas and the lights and the smoke and whatever. Maybe we'll hear now in a kind of, sit-down way. What is it? How is it all going to hang together? I think that's what people had in their mind.
Perhaps a sit-down
The
discussion program to get some of the
debates
details.
may not be in this format in any case, the way to get that done. So there's the expectation, but also the reality of the format that I think they were battling with in this debate.
We want to come back and follow up on that a bit, as well as some of the other issues raised. Keenan Fauna, I will want you to answer me a question on this, though, on whether you were satisfied with some of the responses on the tax proposals, but that will be on the other side of the debate that we are now going to take. Stick and stay with us here on CVM TV. It's a debate for the economy, what I'm calling the Economy Plus debate. Ronaldina McLean of Jade said it was economy deficient. Very strong words there. Keenan Faulkner, before the break, I wanted you to say if you were satisfied, to give me a response on the tax break issues. I mean, it was the first question, rightfully so, from Andrea Chisholm to, I think, the PNP. And I think in response, I remember one of those jobs from Favour Williams saying, lie, lie, lie. And then Julian Robinson punching back with pro-box math and all these things. So we saw a little bit of the jobs, but the issues were being raised from the off. Were you satisfied with the responses to the threshold issues or the explanations on the party?
Well, the PNP's responses are not dissimilar from what they have been saying publicly elsewhere, and that you are really limited to just a few options in terms of absorbing that expenditure, reprioritizing what's already there, and committing to economic growth beyond the current average of 1% a year. So, we would have liked to hear more explanation on that particular aim to grow the economy, but you are now reiterating those broad aspirational policy goals, but at least you have said what the options are. So that, in my mind, is creditable. On the JLP side, that they have costed it at $20 to $30 billion, that to me seems a little understated. I think it eventually might cost more than that. But no, trying to absorb that expenditure, the timeline that you plan to do it, that didn't really become clearer to me in this debate. I have reiterated that I don't think this is something that can be implemented on either side within at least the next 2 years. So, you're thinking of at least 2 to 5 years after that. But, we want to hear what is this going to cost each year as you phase it in. That might have been very helpful. On the balance, though, the entire debate, I think it needed to be more clinical, more precise, particularly because in this format, when you are looking at times, and you have the time of 1 minute, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, you need to be more clinical and precise.
But we're talking about TV, 90 seconds. Wasn't the debate fun? And that's what people wanted at home. A little bit of the information and some fun to keep them entertained. Was it not?
No, in the context of, the jabs and, those things, those are very definitely fun. If you're looking at it in strictly terms of debate, maybe because I'm trying to pick out what the salient issues are from a financial perspective. I was happy to hear commitment to fiscal responsibility. I was happy to hear the explanation about the wage to GDP percent, acceleration on financial sector legislation and policy, opening fiscal space, things that you would do with that, as well as interest rate reductions and the whole idea around that. So things that were serious definitely came out from me.
I believe as well, and it is my personal view, that some of the details that yourself and Dr. Clark want to hear, I think, are for more sober discussions on the talk show programs, Lead Story here on CVM and Lead Story Prime, and the different discussions. Ronald, are you itching to come in and you have 15 seconds?
Okay, no, because, you say that, but I think we got glimpses of how it can be done right even in this debate. So I think someone like a Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon was very structured and very succinct, but also very sophisticated in how she weaved connecting people's personal experience and feelings, and even to her own anecdotal interactions with people, to some of what she would say that the government is actually currently doing, and then explaining how they'll continue those to actually connect with and improve people's lives. I think she gave us glimpses of how you can distill some of the economic language, still related to people, while keeping it substance-oriented.
I think you're just pointing right there to exactly where I'm going. I don't know if you're also, are you telepathic? So we're going around now to get high points of the debate plus low points of the debate, best speaker, worst speaker, who was in between. We also have a social media poll going on right now. So if you want to vote who won the debate, go on CVM's Instagram page, that's CVM TV, and have your vote. If you want to comment on the debate as well, go on it and make a comment under that poll. Raymond Morrison, do you have right now some comments from Instagram? What are our followers saying?
Yes, Gio, we do have a few comments. So Will Ryan Wilson commented, Tufton has been doing good. Fable is just a slow talker, but if you listen to her, you'll understand what she's saying. I'm tired of this fin-sack back and forth talk, though. Can we move out?
Okay. Everybody's
also
shaking their
have
head
one
right
from-
there when you speak about Favor being slow, but if you listen to her, you can get it. Another comment.
We have one from Angela Sparks, and she commented, Tufton did well. Fable is smart, but just a slow talker. So the comments are relatively the same.
Okay. All right. So that's what we're getting from our Instagram. I want to go quickly to Corv da Costa, and my friend in front of him is raising her hand. She's been itching to speak. I promise I'm coming to you. Corv, high point of the debate for you. 15 seconds.
Well, this debate had a lot of fireworks. I feel the high point for me was Julian Robinson's fight. I saw lots of passion from him tonight as one of the next finance ministers. I was particularly disappointed with Fable tonight, terribly disappointed. I thought as the Minister of Finance, she wasn't on the ball tonight, and this is her portfolio.
The viewers are saying, though, you may not think she's on the ball because she may not be as quick in responding as Julian is, but if you listen to her, there is substance.
And that is, the criticism on this side was about the substance and the policy. Her answer should be reflecting the policy decisions, and I think either she was not using the time effectively, but in a debate like this, you need to master time management. She was so weak that it made the PNP and the opposite person to her, which would be Julian Robinson, it made him seem to be more interested to be Minister of Finance.
Okay. For you, Christoph, high point, low point?
High point of the debates. I don't know if you can call it a high point. I'm saying it's a high point because it was the most combative. When they scrutinize each other's plans for the income tax, as in how they wanted to change the income tax. But what would I be saying would be the low point? It's hard to pick. Much of the debate was, again, these jabs, talking about things of the past. There wasn't much scrutiny of future policies.
Who was the best debater for you?
For me, best debater, I would say Dana Morris-Dixon.
Dana Morris-Dixon. Worst debater?
Keisha Anderson.
Keisha Anderson. Okay, give it to Dijane next to you. Dijane, who won the debate for you, Christoph?
On the performance tonight, not speaking on the party's platforms, just the performance of the persons that came on, I would say the JLP. I think Julian Robinson was carrying the PNP's team. The other two debaters on the PNP team did not do well at all, in my view. The JLP's team, it's not that they did spectacularly
So JLP is the winner for you?
Yes,
Okay.
the JLP.
Okay. All right. For you, Dijane, best debater, worst debater?
For me, the best debater was Minister Dana Morris-Dixon.
That's 2 for Dana.
Yes.
Okay. And who was the worst debater?
I think it's between Minister Bunting. I think
Bunting
it's
is not a
Minister
minister.
Bunting.
So spokesperson
Oh.
Bunting on security.
Yes.
Okay. And who? Between him and who? Or him?
No, between him.
Him. Okay. Corv, who won the overall debate?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Who won the overall? No, yes, you Dijane. Who won the debate?
For me, it was the Jamaica Labour Party.
So JLP. So we have 2 for the JLP so far. Donny, quickly. Best debater, worst debater, who won?
So, best debater, Dr. the Honorable Dana Dixon.
3 for Dana.
Worst debater, I'd also go with Keisha Anderson and JLP for the win.
Okay, so that's 3 people saying JP. So Bunting, worst debater, and you say Keisha. Next beside you, we're going to write around quickly. Mr. Downey, the lady is right beside you. You did not give it to... Okay. Best debater, worst debater.
So the best debater for me is Dana, and the worst debater is Anti-Favor.
Okay. Okay, next person beside you. Who won the debate? Remember, best debater, worst debater, who won? Who won?
The Jamaica Labour Party.
JLP, so 4 so far, I said JLP. We not follow each other? Not sure anybody not copy? Okay, quickly, best debater, worst debater, who won?
Best debater for me was Minister Dana Dixon.
Dana Morris Dixon so far, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Worst
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes.
Worst one was Keisha Anderson.
Worst one was Keisha, so that's 2 for Keisha and 2 for Bunting for being worse.
Jamaica Labour Party won this debate.
JLP won, that's 6 love so far for JLP. Coming to the front.
For me, the best speaker was definitely Senator Dixon. The worst speaker would have been Mr. Peter Bunting. I would say the other person, the lady, but she didn't even contribute much to the debate for me.
So you're saying she didn't even turn up to be the worst debater?
I didn't get enough content from her to even rate her performance. And for me, the JLP did win the debate.
Okay. Okay. I've never heard that before, that somebody that wasn't even some present, that he wouldn't even give them the worst debater because they weren't there.
I don't have enough grounds to give her any.
Wow. But the person who was there and speaking, based on how badly you think he was the worst.
Right.
Okay. All right. So JLP won, so that's 7. And best debater, Dr. Dixon, that's 7 so far, yes. And worst debater, Bunting.